Welcome back. Do you know the beautiful juxtaposition of life? Well, wait a minute. That's a $10 word right there. But anyway, the beautiful juxtaposition of life is this: is it doesn't always go our way. And most of the time that sucks. But here's the thing. When life doesn't go our way, it has the potential to make us better if we choose to see it that way. Sometimes it feels like life's just continuously kicking us, right? Just one thing after another, just knocking the wind out of our sails. And then just when you think you're done with one hard thing, another hard thing just comes and punches you down again. But you have to learn and understand that these things, these events, they're not here to break you. They're actually here to build you. Life's challenges, as relentless as they may feel, are shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It goes back to what I've said in a previous video. You've always been okay, and you'll always be okay. If you can begin taking your focus off the stressor and put your focus on the understanding that hard times have always come and they're always going to come, but they always pass. Life is just a series of peaks and valleys. This is why key number 7 is so important to help you to become the best version of yourself. Building emotional resilience is important because you can't keep letting every little inconvenience or interruption ruin your day. Because now you've been doing that for so long that now you string together these weeks where you can't seem to take your mind off of the stress that you feel or get your mind off of the perceived negative events that have happened. Over time, whenever your body and your mind stays in these stressful situations, it actually produces disease in your body, which means that your mind and your thoughts can literally make you sick. And building emotional resilience, it's like learning how to bend without breaking. It's learning how to see the stressors of life as just events without putting a negative spin on them. But this does take practice. Again, as I've spoken about before, your body and your mind are addicted to these stress chemicals, but you actually subconsciously seek out situations that keep those chemicals flowing. For instance, you'll get irrationally mad in traffic, or someone can say something and you get massively offended, and it's just a small little thing. And these are just the small, insignificant events in life. And you make them such a big deal that it keeps those stress chemicals just flowing in your body, and they just add up. And to combat this, the thing that I've learned and I'm practicing is being conscious throughout the day. Being conscious of my thoughts, being conscious of my attitude. But you can ask my wife, sometimes I fail miserably, but I'm conscious of it and I'm trying to become better. Now, I've practiced this enough to know when I'm getting frustrated or angry or overwhelmed. I'm just learning to pause, to recognize it, and make a deliberate choice to respond differently. Now, I don't always get it right, but I know if I keep practicing, then that short fuse will continue getting longer and longer. And as you keep on practicing and that fuse continues to get longer and longer, you really become unmesswithable. But you'll also have to adopt the belief that life's not out to get you. People aren't out to get you. And as you learned in the beginning, this life it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to unlearn all of the negative beliefs and the triggers that you've adopted over the years. Understand that each challenge is an opportunity to grow, to adapt, and to rise again with more grit than before. But you're never going to be able to avoid all challenges. That's just not how life works. That's not realistic. Challenges are going to come. Life is a series of seasons of ups and downs. But what I'm saying is that you can reframe those challenges to not overtake you emotionally, to where you get so far out that you're just angry at the world all the time or stressed out all the time. You can begin seeing them as just neutral events. Like, you don't have to put a meaning on them. They're just events that happen. When you practice developing emotional resilience, you'll become conscious of your unconscious thoughts and behaviors that you just do without even thinking about. Like, something will happen and you'll notice that your heart rate is rising, or you're getting hot, you're getting angry, or you're getting stressed or frustrated or whatever. You'll begin noticing that because you're becoming conscious of it, and you're purposely looking out for, those things that trigger you. And the key is to catch it as soon as possible so you don't put any more unnecessary meaning on it. Because let's face it, that small little irritant or that small little annoyance, in the grand scheme of things, it means very little. So don't let it steal your time. Don't let it steal your emotional capacity and take you away from the people that you love because you've just been mad all day or stressed out all day. Work on catching yourself. And when you do, just take a deep breath and smile, because you just caught yourself where in the past you would have blown up and blown this whole thing out of proportion. And then you inevitably make an ass out of yourself and potentially lose the respect of someone that you admire, not to mention definitely losing your dignity whenever you blow up over this minor inconvenience. But here's the thing, I'm not saying you're going to get it every time. You're not going to be perfect every time. I'm not, and I've been practicing this for a while. But the goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. The goal is learning to catch yourself so that you can shorten that time frame of when you're angry or frustrated or overwhelmed. So instead of you going through something for 30 minutes to an hour, you shorten that down to 2 minutes. It's about catching yourself more often and reacting less and choosing better responses. And each time that you do, you're building that emotional resilience muscle. But let me be straight up. Building emotional resilience, it doesn't mean that you're not going to feel sad. It doesn't mean that you're not going to feel angry. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel overwhelmed. But what it does mean is that you can feel these emotions without letting them control you and control your behavior. It's about finding that balance between acknowledging your feelings and choosing how you respond to them. Because at the end of the day, your response to that is what's going to determine your growth or your stagnation. So how do you build emotional resilience? Well, let me break it down in a couple steps. Step number 1, accept what you can't control. Life happens, people mess up, plans fall apart, and things won't always go your way. But resilience starts with letting go of the need to control everything. Focus on what you can control, and that's your attitude, your effort, and your perspective on the events. Number 2, reframe your challenges. Instead of seeing these challenges as obstacles, just reframe them and look at them as like opportunities to learn. This is a difficult thing that has happened to me. I can't change it. It's happened. What can I learn from it? It's not easy. It's definitely not easy in the moment. But the cool thing is you can look back in hindsight and you'll be able to see it differently than you did in the past. Thus you create new synaptic connections in your brain, which is going to rewire it to respond differently in the future. And over time, this is going to help you to stop reacting out of frustration or fear to responding with clarity and intentional thinking. Number 3, develop healthy coping mechanisms. This is a big one. And if you can get this one, it's going to help you tremendously. So let me ask you this question. When life gets hard, how do you handle it? Do you drink a little bit of the sauce? Smoke a little bit of the reefer? Because turning to those unhealthy distractions might feel good in the moment, but they will not help you bounce back. They will not help you long term, because once you sober up, the problems are still going to be there. But now, not only do you have those same exact problems, but now you feel like shit, got a headache, or whatever the case may be from trying to numb the problem away. Don't just numb yourself every time life gets hard or unpredictable. Because when you develop the habit of doing that, your drinking goes from Friday, Saturday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, from just the weekend to Monday, from Monday to Tuesday. Then your drinking goes from Monday at 6 p.m. to Monday at 4:30 p.m. And I'm speaking from experience. Waking up feeling like shit is not fun, much less on a school night. So instead of doing that, try to find some activities to recharge you. Try to find activities that will, allow you to see things more clearly. Things like working out, going for a walk, meditating. Just find something to allow you to get that energy out without just numbing it. Number 4 is building a support system. Another thing is you do not have to do this alone. As key number 10 will tell you, surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with people that have your back, that are going to challenge you, that aren't just going to put up with the piss poor version of you that numbs themselves, or the version of you that refuses to face the challenges head on. Find you a good support system, whether it's a close friend, a mentor, or a coach, but when you do that, make sure it's someone that you respect. Make sure it's someone you feel comfortable being open with, and make sure it's somebody whose advice you will receive positively. Number 5, celebrate your wins, both big and small. Resilience isn't just about getting through the tough times. It's also about recognizing your growth. Celebrate the times that you choose to just breathe instead of tearing the club up like you're used to doing whenever you get angry or frustrated or whatever. Celebrate that win and notice whenever you begin acting out of your normal negative response, because those moments will add up. Like, all the wins are going to just start stacking because you're now living consciously. You're not letting, minor things ruin your entire day and then being difficult to be around because you're an asshole, because you're stressed out, because some dude cut you off in traffic at 8 a.m. and now it's 5. Look, I've had my fair share of moments where I felt like giving up. I've been in some dark places. There were times when I had 0 emotional resilience. I put a negative meaning on everything. I was angry, depressed, self-loathing, and life just seemed to keep going wrong because that's how I viewed everything. Wrong. But what I've learned over the years is, like, all that tough shit that I've went through, it's all taught me something. And over years and years of messing up and getting down, I've learned about emotional resilience and practicing emotional resilience and building the muscle of emotional resilience. And so I changed my mind from one of like victimhood and things always go wrong and life sucks to one of confidence, strength, self-awareness, and the full belief that I'm capable of achieving anything in life, and the full belief that life happens for me and not to me. And also the full belief that I'm capable of achieving anything in this world that I want to achieve. And given enough time, I will achieve. And that, my friend, is the power of emotional resilience. So here's my challenge to you. Think back to a tough moment recently. And, think about one that you've overcome, that you've gotten through, but think about what it's taught you. Think about the person that you are, that you would only have become by having gone through what you did. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about other people? What did you learn about the certain situation? Now start paying attention to your thoughts throughout the day. So if that same event comes up again, notice whether you're thinking the same thing about it. Notice when your mind goes negative. Catch it when it happens. Take a deep breath and let it pass without obsessing over it. Don't hyper-focus on what just happened. Instead, just, expand your awareness. And here's what I mean by expanding your awareness. Start paying attention to things that you would usually overlook. Your thoughts, your reactions, and the patterns in your behavior. Become aware of how certain situations trigger you, and also how your habits affect your mood each day. But it's not about judging yourself. It's just about stepping back and observing. And the more you practice this, the more control that you will have over life's little challenges. And the more you practice this, the more control you'll gain over how you respond to life's challenges. But you got to remember, resilience is not built overnight. Nothing is. Nothing worth anything is built overnight. Nothing great ever happened overnight. It's a daily practice, and you've got what it takes to keep showing up for yourself. You've got what it takes to become conscious of how you react to certain situations. You're not going to be perfect. Give yourself plenty of grace for when you fall. Don't beat yourself up about it, but also don't just throw your hands up and say, I give up. I'm just going to live the way I've always lived. If the whole purpose is to grow and the whole purpose is to become the best version of yourself, then keep on going. When you fall down, get back up. Try again, because you're definitely going to be put in challenging situations that are going to test you, and just pass the test. If you don't pass the test, try again. Life is going to offer limitless opportunities for you to pass the emotional resilience test. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this helpful at all, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you think of somebody that's got a shitty attitude, send them this video, or maybe not, because I just said that and then they're going to receive it and they're going to be like, what the hell did you send me this for? But anyway, make good choices, run through your fears, Don't let them hinder you. Don't let them stop you. Keep on going. And I'll see you on the next video, where we're going to talk about key number 8, living in conscious congruency. Thank you.